Hello and welcome to my review of Shokugeki no Soma 177. And in this chapter we kind of have the conclusion to the second part of the exam, where we see that Soma and all of the other rebels have somehow succeeded in making a noodle dish even though they had no noodles and close to no ingredients. And they reveal that they could make this dish because they had a bunch of potatoes. So basically they made the noodles out of potatoes, and they made also from potato starch, and they made like all the side dishes that they put into the noodles. They made that of potatoes as well, because as Erina talked about a few chapters ago where she started her lecture, she told them that potatoes are very you can use them for a bunch of things. And depending on how you use them, you can make them do this and that and all that stuff. Technical stuff that I'm not gonna go into because I'm not a food expert. But yeah, they use potatoes to go through to pass the exam, which is of course very creative. What I really liked about the chapter though, because it is obvious that they are going to pass, is that it finally occurs to the examiners that it's actually Erina who is behind all of this knowledge they suddenly have of Hokkaido cuisine. And it's a really nice moment where they're like, Erina, you shouldn't do that. You should just like let them fail. They're not worth anything. And Erina just stands up for them, and she has some great character development. Let's just say it like that, because she really stands up for them and is like, you should not try to push these people around because they are not going to budge. They are amazing people. And that panel where we have Erina and all of our main characters standing behind her, that's a great panel. If you've been following my reviews, you will know that I'm not a fan of this arc at the moment, but I feel the last parts of this chapter was really nice for Erina's character. Other than that, I feel like it was... I mean, they passed and we knew that was gonna happen, and I'm a bit sad that they didn't pull the, the individuality card that I talked about in the last chapter, because I really wanted them to kind of try to make them fail because they had helped each other. But then again, I feel like if they had done that, they would have to make Erina fail as well, as she was the one who lectured them on Hokkaido cuisine. But then again, she also said that she lectured them, yes, but it was all their own creative choices that made them choose potato dishes. We end off with a shady guy looking at them by a door, and he sets up the next exam, and then the chapter ends. So I'm guessing that next exam will have the beginning of the third test, which... I'm kind of sad that we're going through all of these tests because they seem the same. Like, they get thrown something in their faces and they have a disadvantage, and then they overcome it by being creative. But yeah, hopefully third time is the charm, so next time something will happen. That's really interesting in accordance to the exams, because what's really driving the story right now isn't what's actually going on, but Erina's character development. One thing that I want to point out though is that a few chapters ago, I think when I started doing my reviews of this series, we saw that Ishiki, as well as some of the other former Elite 10 members, the ones that Asami threw out because they did not vote for him to become the principal, they were up to something, like they were doing stuff. And I feel like this might soon come into play, because that would like speed up or give more meat to the story. Because right now it's just like the exams that they're kind of just strolling through. So yeah, I want that storyline to come into play soon, because it's feeling very singular at the moment. And yeah. I hope two things I hope for: more storylines and something actually dangerous happening. And not in dangerous as in someone dies, but just as in there's actually someone who fails or is very, very close to failing. Overall, the chapter was fine. It wasn't as bad as the 1-2 chapters ago, but it's still not as good as I know Shokugeki no Soma can be, So while I'm looking forward to the next chapter, I'm not gonna get my hopes up because I have been disappointed for the last couple of chapters. But yeah, please tell me what you think of this arc, because am I the only one who's disappointed? Or am I just having too high expectations for this series? Because it's a wonderful series. I mean, I'm watching the anime at the moment and it's so good. It's just so good. But yeah, leave a thumbs up if you liked anything I had to say, and if you agree with my opinion, or if you don't agree. I mean, if you don't agree, then please let me know. I'm actually more interested in that. And yeah, subscribe to me if you want to see more of me. I also do reviews of One Piece and Haikyuu. So if you're into those, please subscribe, and bye!